Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you have never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode. Big episode already. We have 26 people watching. As everybody knows, this is Mr. Craig Butler, coach.
Hi, guys.
Coach of Phoenix Academy and agent extraordinaire. Co-host Brandon, techie, to help smooth things, help keep things smooth.
You did a great job.
Been trying to. But yeah, we have a big show. But as you guys know, Leon will be joining us in a bit. So we'll look forward to that.
We'll have Donovan Ducky on as well.
Donovan Ducky's coming on, which is going to be, he was a big coach in the Premier League, coached the under-20, coached Kyle.
He's going to be, the Premier League is about to start, so we'll speak with him about his team and his preparation as well.
Yeah.
We also have Kimon Atkinson who's going to come in because he's getting ready to go back to Europe now.
Yeah.
And what his preparation was like. Raylan Paisley, who's going back to Europe as well. And we'll also speak with a special guest, a fellow by the name of Tommy Tom Tom.
Okay.
My favorite guy.
Interesting. Okay. We already have lots of comments coming in to check in. A lot of people asking questions for Leon, so we'll wait till he's on to answer those. We have Adam Cummings.
Yeah. Hi, Adam. How are you?
He's saying big up Craig and Brandon.
Big up, man. Big up.
Regular Davian Kerr saying big up. And Siobhan Peart also.
Hey, Peart. What's up, man?
Yeah. Our weekly regulars. But yeah, how was the week? How was this week in Phoenix?
I had the most awesome week.
Yeah. It was your birthday. Happy birthday.
It was my birthday, yes. And it's funny, with the COVID thing, this is the normally I have a big party and everything.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And this was like one of the best birthdays I've ever had. I had in the morning I went to training and I got flowered and egged by the players. They got me back.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah.
I should put that up maybe.
Yeah, so I figured now, So I figured now that I was free now. So for the evening training, I was like, yes, they're not going to do anything to me. So I dressed nicely, went to training. And the man then take a cake and slap me in the side of my head with a whole cake, So we then went out to dinner with the family, with the little ones and my grandsons, and they're so cool. It's really nice to have them. So it was a great day.
Let's see if I can find it. Is this?
Let's see where it is. That's the morning one. Go down. No, that way. Right.
Wait, this one?
No, this one was the morning one.
This is the morning one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put this up.
Wow, this was really.
Oh, dead.
This is when you got.
It's after training.
No, please, guys.
He's after training. Jeez.
So that was the flowering.
This is on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, dead.
Then this one. And a Xander Big now.
Yeah,
Just cracked the egg in my head.
You did? I saw the cake, but I didn't see this actually. So they did you twice? They
Twice.
can't do that. Jesus.
So I figured I was good now. Went to training.
Jeez.
And then this one is the one I trained. Go now.
Same one.
This one here.
This one's training?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember something like, oh, that's sweet. Everyone was saying,
Yeah, all nice and everything.
you went to give him a hug, and
Love you and care for you. After we are going to go out there and fight for you. And life we are do everything.
Let's up, Travis.
Stick and think, effort and hope. Today, especially everyone just wants to yes, sir.
yeah, I could tell he's doing Jesus, that's rough. That's very rough.
And look at this kid. He goes and takes off a piece of the cake off my head. Yeah.
I've always had a problem with food, my weight. But to me, I see that, I'm like, poor cake.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's they got you a few times.
Yeah, they got me a few times. So.
Yeah. So, but overall, you said it was one of your best birthdays?
Best birthdays in the evening was with the family, and we went to Chinese food, and we had the kids and the little babies and the grandsons. And little Leo is here, and little TC, Travis Jr. is here. We were able to have a lot of fun, so it was really, really good.
Did you get any gifts, or do you still get gifts?
No, I don't want gifts anymore. All I want is that my grandsons are with me. So wherever in the world they are, they have to be wherever I am.
Yeah.
So on my birthday, they're there. So little Leo flew in Puerto Rico, and
he's seen a lot of planes, probably.
Yeah. And Travis Jr. is here to tease.
Oh,
great.
Well, we got some happy birthdays in the chat. So Deshaun Johnson says happy birthday. Davian Kerr says, what a birthday. Yeah. And a lot of people are
dying. I laughed. It was funny, huh?
Yeah,
man, it was fun. It was fun. Hey, Pastor Stennet, good to see you on as well.
He's saying time to purchase the Phoenix Academy franchise.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, let me know. You have the one down in St. Anne there. You're doing a great job with your club down there, and saving lives and helping people. So, it's not being unnoticed. It was noticed. I was on the show during the week too, and we were talking.
Oh, was that the? I saw.
I'm Sure Sports.
I'm Sure Sports.
Yeah. So, it's always good to support one another and be there for each other.
And how about training this week in general, besides the birthday stuff?
Oh, training was great. We had a friendly game against who did we play this week? We played against who's in the Premier League.
Yeah, the Premier League.
Yeah.
They almost got relegated before the cancellation.
Yeah. But Nuki took them over, and they're doing a really good job.
He's coach of here.
He's coach of here.
I had no idea.
So we went down and we got them. And he was able to feel a good team against us. In fact, in Wicked, he's a Nuki. But we catch him on the team, man.
Yeah.
We went down to play a friendly game with them, right?
This is in Clarendon?
In Clarendon. So I put my team on. Lucky puts on one team. Yeah? So we're playing. It's 1-1. Yeah? The kids in. Halftime, Lucky puts on a different team. Totally different team. But we held them. We held. I think they scored in the last minute from a penalty.
Oh, wow.
From one of our players.
And that's their senior team.
That's their senior top team. So it's really exciting, to be in a position where you are playing with 14, 15, and 16-year-olds. And Premier League teams are struggling to beat you.
Yeah.
And the only reason that happens is because I've always put in the younger players 60 minutes into the game. So when I'm leading and drawing, losing, I don't care. I'm putting in the younger players, and they're gonna play. They're gonna get the exposure. Yeah.
Well, the Premier League starts next Saturday, so I know it's going to be on Sports Match to watch. So, like I said, I'm not actually working on the Premier League this year as I was the past 2 years, but I'm happy to just be able to watch it and enjoy it. Whereas before, I would always be panicking about, is my stream up, is it down, things like that. I had to constantly work at it. So I'm happy this is the first time I actually sit down and watch as a fan. So it'll be great to see. It'll be great to see how it goes. Pastor's saying my hair growing. I know. Listen, I'm going to the barber this week. I promise you. This week I'm going to see my barber. So I know it's getting a little shaggy. So I'll be cutting it.
Can't let me some of his. So no. Mine is. I'm chilling, man.
Okay.
I'm chilling. I'm looking forward to going and spending some time with the kids after this.
Yeah.
Give everybody off. So let's talk a little bit about what Japan did.
Yeah, directly there.
Yeah, let's go to that. Let's talk about
so our first topic is going to be talking about the match. If you can call it that. Well, okay. There's some positives, I guess you can still say, but Jamaica faced the under-23s of Japan. Was it last Friday or was it this week? I can't recall. But I'm going to put up. Should I put up the highlights now, or is that
Sure.
Okay.
Put on the highlights.
Okay. And we'll hear what Craig thinks about the match. So I'm going to put it back up here. All right, so I'm going to mute it so you won't be able to hear it, but here's the highlights. So overall, what's your impressions of the match? What were your impressions?
If you look at what Japan is doing in this game, right, you can see a distinct commitment to a system of play, an understanding that the players have. Let's look at this. Yeah, there's a player running on the outside. Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah.
If you look at it, just rewind it a little bit and look. Why is that player? This one gets it wide. The guy in the middle is running like hell on the outside. Why is he doing that? He's doing that because he's trying to pull the players away from this player. Right? And that is coming from an understanding.
So him right there.
Yeah, right there. So this is part of the whole idea of assisted. They're pretty quick. They're not fast. They're quick, hard workers. Yeah, we're fast. So if we can ever get the hard work into the mix, let's look again. Look at the runs of the other players around. Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
See that a while ago? Look again. Let's rewind it. The guy's running from way behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he waits on him and plays it because he knows he's going to be there. There's no right or wrong way to play football in him.
So making sure you guys can see this. Yes. Okay.
Everyone can see?
Yeah, everyone can see it.
There's no right or wrong way. It's what everybody does and understands. Yeah. So if at 6 o'clock every evening you're gonna feed birds, the birds expect you to feed them at 6 o'clock in the evening. So they start chirping. It's the same with football. If you know that when they go, the guy in the middle picks it up, you're gonna break wide. Let's watch this again. Let's look at the new one. See another one running wide there, son?
Yeah.
So they know the minute one player gets we have to have a player running wide on the outside. If not to draw, then to receive the ball. And it's a hard working mentality. It's not about pace. There's no speed there.
And the other thing too is these are the kids, right?
Yeah.
So they're being trained.
Yeah, these are their kids. And that's what I was saying with Jamaica. You need 3 teams in each age group. So you have a player coming up through the system, understanding what we're doing, what is expected of him. So he transitions easily into the national team. But even more so when he travels to another country and he's playing in their system, when he comes back, he will still understand what is required from our Jamaican way of playing. Yeah. So
that was kind of a highlight by Jamaica. So I guess you can kind of see the difference here. I'm trying to slow it down a bit, where not a lot of players are actually seem like they're running to help with the attack. So right after this,
get back, take your own sweet time.
Right here.
There's a pass there.
So you can see some of the forwards are kind of just jogging. No one's
But
really,
look at where we're not committing to, where we're strong.
Yeah.
Our right winger who picked up that ball, instead of going down that flank, so that acre of space down the flank, follow it down there,
Yeah.
with the flank. Instead of going down there where he's gonna be much more powerful than the Japanese, he cuts inside to face another Japanese player. Let it run a little more.
And he took the ball.
And he loses the ball. Yeah. That's not playing to your strengths.
You can tell Japan is.
No, stop that a while ago.
Yeah.
They understand they're not faster than us, stronger than us. So instead of him going and taking on the player, he turns it back and plays with the numbers, plays the ball around the box with several players, gets a shot off. We could have gone in an isolated one-on-one if this was us and beat the guy and get the cross. This little guy that can't do it, so he does what he's supposed to do. Yeah, playing to their strengths.
There's a Jamaican attack.
Yeah. It's all hustle and bustle, you know.
Yeah,
it's not clean.
That one again.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's see. There isn't much support. Look, yes, how many Japanese are around him right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was the other one.
And if you look, again, they're double teaming. No one is opening up on the other flank.
Yeah.
Look, there's no one over there. Everybody is following the ball over here into the crowd. No one is isolated all the way over there. And you should have a winger over there, right? So that you can switch the point of attack all the way on the right side. And then attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Japanese players in one small space against 3 players, 3 Jamaican players. And what we're not doing is we're not switching that play so that we can use our strength, which is a pace, and run down the flank and attack again. You know?
And I think he just loses. Yeah, they lose the possession here.
Yeah. It's gonna happen because you're outnumbered. See? System. Understanding, clearly. Short little guys, so we need numbers.
This was the goal everyone was talking about, where they nutmeg 4 players. Do you chalk that up to just luck, or or do you feel like maybe one of these players could have done better in this position?
One of the things that we do as Jamaicans is freeze. I'll tell you, freeze it now. What did he do? Did he tackle or did he stand on posture?
Looks like he
Freeze.
stood there,
Yeah, continue. Again, those other 2 players, instead of attacking the ball, they froze. Yeah, so you go and you stand in front of the ball and you freeze. No one is pressing the ball to try and win the ball. Look, he's backing off. He's backing off. And the next one is blocking the goalkeeper. So
yeah, it's almost a question.
It's a well-deserved punishment for not pressing the ball.
It's almost a question is why do you need 2 players back to back? There in the first place. That's
systems, understanding what's a press, when you should press, and who should tackle, leadership from the back. Someone's talking, nobody's talking. 3 people in a row.
Yeah.
That's what Leon is up to.
You guys seeing okay? Just want to make sure.
Ducky, everybody?
No, Ducky's not in here. So while we're paused for a second, Japan game really showed our weaknesses. That's what David and Kerr said. Unfortunate goal to concede.
Chemistry.
Rojoy, sorry if I say your name wrong. Grant said chemistry.
Chemistry is always going to be a problem if you're not if you have nothing that you grew up in understanding.
Yeah.
Listen, you have 22 players coming from different clubs all over the world to be here for 1 or 2 weeks to play international games.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not have a base from which they understand and know, when they come back, it's everybody. I keep telling you, it's the best example of what it is if you ever heard of the Tower of Babel in the Bible, where everyone was made to speak different languages by God, and as a result, they could not get anything built, and that's where the challenge is, and we have to incorporate a system in place so that when people leave, they understand.
Yeah, Siobhan Pierce and Mr. Butler, I watched the game live, and it's like we sent our...
Hey, there's Chippy.
Oh, is he here? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. You want to
bring him on?
Bring him on now?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to bring on Chippy here. So Leon's coming in. Here we go.
Hey, Chips.
What's up?
Your internet's breaking a bit. Internet.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Is he in country?
Yeah, he's in the car. He's driving probably. Where are you now? Can't hear him.
No, I can't hear him. You might have to come back. We can come back.
Yeah.
All right. So while Leon's fixing up,
try again, Chips.
Yeah, I don't know. He might not be able to hear us. So you might have to let him know. But yeah, so some other questions. Where was I? Craig, we need a new assistant coach. Oh, wait, I think Leon's back. Looks like he might be back.
Okay.
Oh,
hey,
Leon?
Chips.
Get to that spot. All right, we'll see if we can get it fixed. I can see if he comes back on. But yeah, sorry, I was just finishing up this question. This person said, we need a new UEFA Pro license, Paul Hall. I'm not too familiar with that name.
He was a former player for Jamaica. What we need is a technical director like Dimitri De Conde, that understands systems and football cultures and techniques. He grew up in the Belgian change of methodology when Michel Sablon went and changed all of Belgium, and he's the technical director of Genk. Genk won the Belgian Pro League about a year ago or two, and they won the Belgian Cup this year. He was very influential in Leon's opportunities and rise, and he will continue to be a super guy. He has offered to come and help us. I hope the national team decides to take that help, and Tapa is also able and willing to take the help that he can get, and that shows maturity, strength. I learned a lot from actually just taking the help and listening to people who are more advanced or in a better position to teach me from Europe and from Jamaica too. And now I'm able to put a proper system in place in my academy. So let's see what happens with Chips.
Yeah, so sorry guys, he's going to work on his technical details. So hopefully we'll have him on soon. So in the meantime, should we finish up the highlights?
Let's look some more.
Let me just put it back up. Okay, so we saw the first goal already, which was this goal too made like international, top tens, and that's the thing that's kind of unfortunate, is because when people see this, saw this goal, and then they said, oh, the under 23s are ranking Jamaica 4-0. they're automatically going to think that Jamaica is such a horrible team.
Yeah.
And this goal just kind of amplified that because people came to watch this goal because it was such a good goal. What they don't know is obviously number one, the Jamaican team wasn't at its full strength. Haven't played in a while. We had issues with COVID. And there's a lot of other things, but again, you can't discount the fact that they didn't play well this match. But of course, it's going to be a different team when we come to something like the Gold Cup. But yeah, this goal, this was.
That's another Cool Runnings moment. You know,
Yeah.
people say about Jamaica.
That's
It's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. But again, everything you can learn from, you know?
Yeah.
Everything you learn from.
What's your analysis on this goal here? Because
You see?
yeah, because you have only two Japanese player up top, but it was a great pass.
The pass is good, but the tracking was poor. No striker should be able to come on the inside of a defender, a central defender, and walk a shot into the goal. Look where he is. See that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just chip it over.
Mark tight. In modern day football, the two central defenders marking, and the goalkeeper is the sweeper. So mark tight, let them push it through, and the goalkeeper comes and clean up. You know, but you're allowing them to play. No one is pressing the ball. You know, it's like having a bulldog, right?
Yeah.
Playing against Chihuahuas. Yeah. And the bulldog backs off. What sense is that? Look at the play.
Yeah.
Look at all the bulldogs, big bulldogs, backing off from the Chihuahuas. The Chihuahua is able to walk in and do what he wants to do. No disrespect to Japan, we love you and we understand your culture.
Yeah. But
usually the Japanese are small apart from sumo wrestlers.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not going to. I'm pretty sure that no one's going to disagree by saying the under 23 team shouldn't be losing to or shouldn't be really even winning this much against a senior team. Of course, it depends on the senior.
Look
team.
at this. Their winger. Look at how wide he was a while ago. He didn't chase the play. See? It's coming off of the wing. Boom. Nobody's marking.
Yeah.
Nobody's pressing. You can't not press and don't mark.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's either or. You're gonna press the ball or you're gonna mark, but not both.
Yeah.
And again, that's also technical. What I couldn't understand was why there were no you fix things. If you see it's not working after one goal, two goal, what was the adjustment? You know, we needed to see a quick adjustment from coach and players.
So if you could, I know it's hard, but if you could give that Jamaican team that played, a ranking or a rating out of 10, how you felt the performance was, even though they lost, did you see any positives, or is there anything that can maybe, a 2?
It's horrible. No positives.
Yeah.
We did not play attacking football. We did not seek to exploit the opponent. We did not press the opponent. We did not use our obvious size and speed advantage at all in the game. There was no system or understanding of the players, and we understand because they're players coming from different places, and some of them are new. And the whole mix up with this is the end result of a lot of people would say it's a cluster, right? But lots of mix-ups coming up. Players didn't get to go. Tariq McGee was here training with me when he should be there, because they were unable to get them in the COVID situation and issues. You have to have if you want to get a proper success on the pitch, you have to have your thing planned out right before, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that's why one of the reasons why I love my Phoenix guys so much, Nicola Bicknell and Shelley McFarlane, Eddie Layton, all of those guys. I just go on and coach. I don't want to know what's going on. They're planning the trip to Europe now. And I don't want to know what's happening.
Yeah.
Just tell me when
You have to, that kind of,
good people around you.
yeah, that translates into business too, where if you're too, you have to trust your managers in position, you know, and maybe sometimes you won't even agree with everything they're saying, but if you trust them and trust their expertise, then you go with their decision. And that's why having that team and that structure is so important. You kind of, it's similar to your Dimitri DeConde story when you disagreed with him for the position of Leon, but he felt it was right. And at the end of the day, you were to trust him, you know, and okay, he knows what he's doing. So then you let him go, and obviously it pays it forward after he kind of, you know, let things go.
All right, here we have Sharky Kevon Atkinson.
Okay, how are we gonna do this?
No. This is Sharky. He comes into our office. It's my phone.
Okay.
Come, Sharky. Come sit down in the middle.
And guys, we're still working on Leon. He's on the road, so he tried to join already, but he had some internet issues. So
come sit down. Sit in the middle, man. Yeah, center stage.
let's see how this looks. Jesus, okay, we might have to zoom out. All right.
Sharky,
Have you been on the show yet? Has he been on the show yet?
he was on the show when he first came back, right?
With Maggie.
With Maggie, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And now you are about 10 pounds lighter.
10 pounds?
Yeah, it's gotten much lighter. How was the training? How was the preparation?
Well, the training and preparation was good because, you know, when you train in the sun, it will help you to lose weight more. And also with the type of your training, maybe if you don't play big field football, but the type of individual training is also good for you, you know, because if when you train at your club and you are doing individual training, it's basically the same thing that Mr. Butler does. He knows what's best for you individually.
How much have you been training since you've been back? Has it been every day? How's that?
You know, I was just sleeping.
Oh, you're just sleeping?
Yeah, I just woke up and showered. We train every day, basically, if we don't have a game, 2 times a day. And sometimes when we have a game, we train in the morning. And I don't think Mr. Butler know what is rest for the players. But I guess we're used to it from we're much smaller.
So for some of the people, because we have a lot of people today who may not know who you are, can you again just say who you are, your name, your experience, where you've played already?
Well, my name is Kevon Atkinson. Everyone knows me as Sharky. I'm one of the 3 pioneers. Me, Kyle, and Leon that first went to Europe and paved the way for everyone. You know, I've been to a lot of clubs. I have a little bit of setbacks because of injury and some choices that I've made also, not listening to beef. But, you know, it's life, but we live and we learn. So now I'm here trying to do my best and put in my foot forward.
You played?
I played at 16, I played in Austria, second Landesliga, leading goal scorer, MVP for the adult league. I played in Malta, Slovakia, Austria, second Bundesliga. Where else did I play?
Yes, me. Belgium gang.
Oh,
under
Belgium
23.
gang, yeah, under 17, under 19, second team. Yeah, I think that's it. And junior Ajax. So,
So now you're getting ready, right? You're gonna be heading back. I'll tell you now, there are clubs in Cyprus, in Belgium, in Austria, that were negotiating for you, and of course you still have your contract in Malta. So
yeah.
we're working on all of that for you.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love is your commitment to the training and the development, because you have a huge body. You know, you're a beast monster like Goro. You know, so when
You're yourself full of
yeah. If you don't put in the work, you're gonna get big. So love the fact that you put in the work. Love the fact that you're such a powerful player. We really need to look at how we can incorporate more players into this national team. You know, we were watching the game a while ago, Sharky, and it's left a lot to be desired. You know what I want to ask you about? Assisting, right? Because as a player, maybe other people will get it more than me. What is a system and what is a formation? What's the difference?
Well, a formation is like when they say 4-4-2, 4-3-3, and stuff like that. But a system, when you have a system of play, meaning if you are the right back and I am the right winger or I am the striker, I already know where to go before you even receive the ball. So you don't. So when you receive the ball, you don't have to look on the wing. You just control it. Boom. That's it. You know where your players are structured, the system, how you play. So you can't say, all right, Jamaica will come and me playing in England, Mr. Butler play in Belgium, but all of us play in different teams, so we don't know how each other play and we don't train a lot with each other. So that way, I don't know how Mr. Butler run after ball. I don't know how you run after ball. So we don't have a system of play. We need to develop from we're small, you know. So when you're small, everyone knows what to do. So even if we go to our teams overseas, when we come back, it's nothing new. We know how the players play.
Did you watch the game, or did you watch this?
No, I never watched the game.
No. Okay. I guess from when you do watch Jamaica, or how do you feel about the state of the national team right now? Do you feel like there is that system, or do you think that's something they're still working on?
No, in football, I always think that there's always something to work on. But with the national team now, I think there are a lot of things to work on, and there is no chemistry. Everyone, not really, I wouldn't say play for themselves, but they just don't know how each other play. You know, everyone is good and talented, but they just don't know how each other play.
Yeah.
What would you suggest? Because now they don't have a system. They have qualifiers coming up. They have challenges with even coaching and stuff. What would you suggest they do, Brandon, to fix this problem before? What ideas would you have? I have an idea. I'm not going to say it, but I'd like for you to give me your idea. How could they fix this problem so there's more understanding?
Well, I think definitely the consistency of having the players together more often. I mean, if we're talking close to the Gold Cup, this is tough. But I know that just having the players together, even just being able to train that core squad more often and more consistently, will lead to at least more chemistry and more camaraderie between the team. Maybe some players don't know or aren't familiar working or playing with one person over another, so they don't know. Hey, when this person makes a cut, he usually passes this way or does that way. So I think for me, that's the number one thing: is just getting these players together, and not just having 1 or 2 off sessions before Gold Cup, but really trying to train them with real intensity, even if it takes 4 or 5 hours a day or longer. Just having them play more, mesh together more, learn their play styles more, in preparation. So to me, I think that's number one, and that's probably the biggest thing that Jamaica hasn't had, just because of COVID and the whole situation around, and even these friendlies, they had to call up players that probably won't even be called up to the Gold Cup. So it's almost like those players who are playing in those friendlies, they're working with them and learning their techniques, and it's going to be sort of off to the wayside because they're not going to be playing with them for a while, right?
Yeah.
Because now the Gold Cup squad is going to come in and
Different.
everybody's going to be all the top players will be playing. So
Here's what I think Tapa should do and the JFF, right? Get each position, yeah, and do 7 passes in order of importance, each position. So, for example, a central defender, who should he try to pass to first? Let's just say it was the holding midfielder, right? Start the play. Second option, wing back. Third option, attacking mid. Fourth option, to the number 8. Fifth option, to the striker, whatever. Get that on paper. Write out each position, what the priority options are, and issue them to each player. Yeah? So you can't, it's not going to be natural for them now, right? We can't get it natural because they don't understand each other. They're not raised in a system here. But at least if they understand what the priority passes are, say for instance, I'm the left back, and the holding midfielder's priority first pass should be to the wing back on the side that he's on, right? Then I will prepare myself immediately knowing that once that holding midfielder get the ball, he's going to look for me, right? If that be the case, then it will start to create more of an understanding and synergy. Second, how would we design this? I would say create a game where we say we're going to press, not go and stop, but press. That will give us an advantage because we're bigger and faster than everybody else. So we press, right? Take someone like Maggie or whoever the attacking mid is and say, listen, do not hold up the ball and take 3-4 touches. Once you get it, make that through pass. Make sure you understand that up front and clear, and it will be good. Sharky, you saw the difference in the game when Tyreek played with us the other day?
Yeah, it was a big difference.
Come.
It was a big difference because when Maggie received the ball, like he didn't know our system style of play. Like when I was playing even center back, when I got the ball, I knew that Raylan would be on the line, Whisper would be on the line. So my first priority is either the long pass or play to my my midfielder. So, but then Maggie normally dribbled the ball. So he had a problem most of the time when he received the ball.
Because he was dribbling, normally he dribbles.
Yeah, normally he dribbles. So
and there's a time for that, and that time is in the box. Oh, we have some advertisements here coming in.
Special guests.
This is my grandson, EJ. Come and say hi, EJ.
Hello.
And EJ has his own puppy business. So here is this is Tommy Tom Tom, and this is who's this one? You know my name is?
Is this Tommy? Is it Tommy Tom?
That's Tommy Tom Tom.
Oh my God, he's so small.
So say hi. He has lots of puppies that he has built them and everything. He just bait Sharky and also the puppies. So this is EJ. He's also a footballer, plays like Emerson, defensive midfielder. Yeah, so just wanted to show you these guys. So there you go. There you go, EJ.
He's turning into one of those.
What's the name of your business again? It's at
EJ's Puppy Kennels.
Okay, EJ's Precious Pups, right? Yeah, EJ's Precious Pups.
Jeez.
And it's on Instagram, so you can follow them, and you'll always have
already getting
puppies.
some advertisements here on
top guy. All right, see you later, Tom. All right. Yeah, so as I said, with our midfielders. So that's what we do. That's a quick fix. Any other suggestions from people out there? Let's see what they say.
Well, what do people think? So Siobhan Pierce, who's a regular, always has some ideas. He says, I think most of our local coaches are too arrogant for us to have a system. They're going to have the ones who believe that they can do differently. What do you think? Do you agree with
Do you
that?
know that all of Belgium played 4-3-3? And all of Belgium played and trained. And Sharky was there at that time, right, Sharky?
Yeah.
All of Belgium played and trained the same system throughout the entire country, from the youth up, until they produce high quality creative players like Kevin De Bruyne and such.
But even the same system that remember we used it at St. Andrews when we were doing good the first half of the season, when we were at like maybe 5th or 4th in the league. The same system when you know who to give the ball, or when if the centre back has the ball, he knows that he has to give the midfielder the ball. You cannot kick the ball nowhere else.
Yeah.
And we actually did well that time when
I was doing it.
Yeah. But this, Thelma, again, sorry if I get your name wrong, Thelma Moncrief, even though, we say a lot of good things about Tapa, he or she, apologies, is saying that with all due respect to Tapa, I don't think we'll see a system under his leadership of the team, plus a poor limited preparation. I think the second part is very important. Poor and limited preparation is not always Tapa's, it's something that he can't control a lot of the time. But do you think, that's something he can implement, Craig?
Here's the problem. As a national coach, right? You normally, all your players are playing, your top players are playing in leagues across the world. So you don't have much opportunity to influence them or a lot to do when you don't have friendlies or tournaments or qualifiers coming up. So for 6 to 8 months out of the year, Tapa really don't have nothing to do now. What he should be doing is going around recruiting young players, setting up 2 or 3 different teams, and in the national program at different age groups, and have them training and implementing a system. Even if his system, even if it's what he wants to consider a system, because there's no wrong system. I have just created mine based off the history, the genealogy, all of that. You understand? That and what our strengths are. But say he wanted to create a system that was touch football or something like that. He could do it. It's just about so that everyone understands. Yeah, and what he should be doing is going around, making sure that he gets all the players together, making sure they're all training at 3 different teams in each age group. And you have the national training facility of the JFF up at UA. They have 2 fields up there they can use. And I'm sure if they wanted to use the bottom fields down at Augusttown and Augusttown side and the UA Bowl, they could get them to use too. Yeah. So you'd have 4 fields there you could actually be working as a national team on. And I'm sure corporate would sponsor and support. Yeah. The other thing is you should take some time and go to countries like Belgium and Germany and France and go to clubs that are there that are doing significantly well, and just spend some time on a practicum. Be an assistant coach to one of the teams. You won't be able to make any decisions, but you can go through the processes with them, train with them, understand what they're trying to do, and then utilize it to create your own. Yeah. You have time. Now you don't, but you had a lot of time tops. So try and use it now.
The Mario agrees. He says, I agree, Craig. We had a question about, or Nathan Morgan says, hopefully a camp will be called, which, if the Gold Cup starts in less than a month. So, if
they will have to have a camp.
Yeah. Hopefully they get some amount of time. We had someone asking, what do we think about Peter Lee Vassell? Peter Lee Vassell, he's an interesting player because he played really well. He shined in the local Premier League. And then he got drafted, I think I don't know exactly, maybe in the top 10 or maybe not in the top 10, by LAFC in MLS. And then he played, I think, only 3 or 4 matches, and then they loaned him to Phoenix, and then he was out of job for about a year and a half or so, or 2 years, and then now he's playing for Indy 11. And I watched a couple matches so far for Indy 11, and nothing has sort of sparked yet. But I know he has a lot of potential. So hopefully he gets, he gets his growth a bit more on track. And again, the coaching in the USL probably isn't the greatest, but if you remember, Craig, he actually played in 2019 Gold Cup. He came on as a substitute. What do you think about him? And players in general, a lot of players, go to the USL or go to US, generally don't have much progression after. You see them stay at MLS and stay at USL. Sometimes they'll go to, like I saw
MLS and then go back to the USL.
Yeah, USL. I saw a few go to, like India. I think, who was it went to India? I think the one who played for Phoenix. I think Kevon Lambert went to India, then he went somewhere else. I think Kevon Lambert's in Israel now. So Israel, and then, but nothing in these top European leagues. So we're not seeing development out of MLS. The only ones I could think of is, Blake could probably go directly to, a top team in Europe. But I know he's happy at Philadelphia. I know Burke played also in Austria a bit, I think. I guess, sorry, to sidetrack. Well, yeah, what do you think about that in general, Craig? Do you think USL and the America in general is a bit of a wasteland, or should it be somewhere they try to go to?
Try and always remember this, right? People protect their homegrown talent. Always. America's job is to develop America's football and America's talents. So if you go to play in a team in America, always remember that you're going to play. If you're doing well, that's great. But the minute that an American player that comes in, younger than you, that has as much spark, there's a big chance that you will be pushed to the sideline. The next thing that you need to also recognize and understand is that apart from at the highest level, right, you may not have the quality coaching that you will need to go to the next level. And many of our players, whilst playing in the Premier League, have done well here. That doesn't mean that they're prepared for the next level.
Yeah.
I kept saying to people, listen, what happens when a kid is playing under 13 in school and he takes it off his weaker foot, puts it on his stronger foot and scores? The whole school, everybody cheers and they're glad they win under 13. There's no one scolding him and saying, use your left foot, use your weaker foot and try so that you develop it. And it continues all the way into the Olivier Shield. And you become a one-sided player. Meanwhile, America is developing their players, following new systems, leaving the ego out the door, getting help from Germany. Look how many different coaches, Germany, Belgium, all over the place, bringing in talents from all over to develop their system, to develop their players, to develop their league. And then we come and some of our players are not completely developed. Yeah, because we don't have a system here that is focused on developing our team. We don't even have a national team that keeps anybody in training. There's no developmental training in Jamaica by our national program.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, well, it's the club's job to do that. Hell no, it's your job to set the system and make sure that the clubs follow it. Sharky, remember in Belgium, that if the club did not comply and follow and play 4-3-3 and play the systems and develop with the creativity that was sent out by the mandate by Michel Sablon, your player was not considered for the national team.
Yeah, at one point, I think majority of the team, they were playing the same formations.
Yeah, right? So that's where it is. And if you don't get it right, it's not going to happen.
So we did have some news come out. I'll pull it up. But remember that person spoke about Paul Hall?
Yeah.
I guess it's official. So Hall has been named Jamaica's new assistant coach. The move will see Hall, who has been with Rangers, I guess. He's been with the Reggae Boys on a part-time basis, but I guess he's officially now an assistant coach.
So does that mean that Jerome Wade has been fired?
I don't know.
You know, Jerome Wade is a very good physical coach. He was a hurdler. Yeah. He was a hurdler, he was a track athlete, very good physical coach. And we should look at not removing him and have him do a lot of the physical preparation of the players. One thing he has always had with his teams while he was at Arnett, they were supremely fit. Yeah. Technically, they were not necessarily the best, but he was supremely fit. They were all supremely fit. So why not incorporate Jerome? Keep him in the position that he is. Bring in Paul, no problem. But you need someone at a higher level of technical expertise and tactical expertise. And that would be somebody like the Conde. And you don't have to bring him in for him to be here all the time. He can come just like how Leon would come. When there's the international break, he comes down, helps, set the system, keeps in touch with everybody, make sure it sends information in on what to do. And it also creates a good bond that other players or young players can get opportunities in Europe. Simple.
Just let everybody know we're still waiting on Leon. I guess Leon's having
just gave me a message at 5:30. It's now 5:30. He'll be on in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So that's good.
Okay. Well, some people did tell us, I guess we missed this, but yeah, Jamaica did release their 60-man preliminary squad. So I know it's a bit tough to read.
Is Mikel Antonio in that squad?
Let's see.
Because I know we're working on his passport. I was working really hard to try and get through.
Let's see.
And this kid Kevin Stewart.
So Amal Knight is in. So this is the 60, so we'll get cut down. Amal Knight, Kevon Lambert, Kamar Lawrence, Gregory Lee, Luca Levy is in, Damian Lowe, Jamal Lowe, Tyreek.
What is
Luca Levy?
Oh.
Luca Levy's still in, yep. He traveled to Japan. He was in the Japan squad.
He's going to be in as long as Tapper is the coach.
Damian Lowe, Jamal Lowe, Tyreek McGee, Kamal Malcolm, Adrian Marapa, Siobhan Marsh. Oh, Siobhan Marsh, that's a good one.
That's a good.
Dwayne Miller, Liam Moore, Ricardo Morris, Ravel Morrison, Colorado Murray, who's actually one of my favorite players in the local league.
He used to train with us at Phoenix for years.
Yeah.
Remember?
He was top scorer.
Colorado
Colorado
Murray.
Murray.
Was that Excelsior?
He was top scorer of the Premier League.
Messi night?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. We have Shamar Nicholson, Deborah Orgel, Casey Palmer, Kahim Paris, Ethan Pinnock.
Paris is in it. That's good. Paris performed well in a second division team in Slovakia.
Alvis Powell, he's in. Bobby Reed, Ladale Ritchie. Ladale Ritchie, it's from Mount Pleasant. I know he had a good season. Kamar Roof, Kevin Stewart, Ajini Talbot, Dennis Taylor, Curtis Tilt, haven't heard of him, Blair Turgot, Peter Lee Vassell, Lamar Walker, Javon Watson, Jadine White, Devin Williams, Romario Williams, Shivani Willis.
Romario Williams is of Phoenix originally.
He's in Egypt now with India. Then we have Joshua Anglin, Mikhail Antonio, so he's in.
Excellent.
Leon Bailey, Dylan Barnes, Amari Bell, Andre Blake, Brian Brown, Javon Brown, Corey Burke, which is good to see him there. He's back at Philadelphia. Norman Campbell, who's playing in Serbia. Norman Campbell, I know he was a big player for Harborview. Akeem Chambers. Akeem Chambers, I'm happy for him. He's the goalie who, remember, his house caught fire a few years ago, a couple years ago. Yeah, in Spanish Town. So I'm glad to see him there. Jordan Cousins, Javon East, O'Neal Fisher, Junior Flemings, Kamar Foster, Owen Gordon. Owen Gordon, it's been the first time he's been back in a while.
That's Turtle.
Turtle. Yeah. He's playing for Austin now. He's sort of bouncing around USA a bit. Andre Gray, Wesley Harding, Michael Hector, Kevon Isaacs, Daniel Johnson, and Dane Kelly. And Dane Kelly is actually the most has the record for the most goals ever in the USL. He's in history. Yeah, he has the record.
All right, Leon is on. Let's check in.
Oh, Leon's on. Okay, let's jump in. Maybe get his reaction as well. So, all right. Hey, Leon, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. What's up?
Please.
Yes, your brother.
Craig, what going?
I'm there, man.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we were just reading out the names of the 60-man squad. I don't know. Did you have a chance to see it so far?
The 60-man squad?
Yeah, the preliminary squad to the Gold Cup that Jamaica announced. So they're going to cut it down, but I guess it's.
Am I in that 60? Maybe.
I hope so. We said.
I don't think you can make it, Chippy.
Yeah. Well, welcome. It's first time on the show. How are things, Leon? How's time off been before the Gold Cup starts?
I mean, it's great. Busy, trying to get a lot done. With the family and stuff.
Yeah.
It's been good so far, though.
Are you getting? I guess are you almost getting ready for the tournament coming up, or what's your preparation like so far?
It's definitely just individual trainings at the moment. That's about it.
Relaxing.
Getting some rest.
And how's baby Leo?
He's great. Looking forward to his party tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I want.
He's a big boy now. He's doing well.
I want one of those necklaces because my daughter's obsessed with Coco Melon too. She's a year and a half.
Yeah.
So she got jealous when she saw that Coco Melon, I think, necklace he got him. I think it was a necklace. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I want to ask. I guess one of the topics I want to ask was how was things like early at Phoenix? What was that life like, and going to Europe for the first time? Craig talks about it a lot on the show, and just from your perspective, what was that like in the early years of Phoenix?
Those were some of the best time of my life, actually. Growing up with so much people that is considered family. How we grew up, it was so close that even with some of my real blood family, we didn't even grow up so close. So it was like a total different experience for me. We did everything together, from being on the pitch, off the pitch, everything in general. We're always just there with each other, which was very, very important for me during that time, because I'm from, the inner city area where, a lot of violence and that occurs. So it's just like, it was good to be focused on football and just be with our own people where, that was going in the same direction as me, and just be there for each other each step of the way. And, in terms of football and that, football there has been great. That's where I learned everything from. We were very prepared before we went to Europe. And I think the academy is just a complete academy. When I say complete, I mean in terms of like learning the basic, and just you can learn all the tools you need for life. It's not just about football. We learned so much other different stuff that helped us along the way, helped us in our time when we were in Austria, when we first went to Europe. For example, cooking, cleaning, ironing your clothes, how to eat properly, how to speak properly, how to address somebody when you first meet them. So that's everything in general, and how to give proper interviews. So those are stuff that we were doing from the age of 7, 8 years old. So when I say about the academy is complete, it's not just about football, because you can only do so much in terms of like talent, but you need so much other work to be done outside of football to be able to make it. And the academy gives us everything that we need, and that was the importance of what we needed, and it showcased because look how much players is from the academy who's playing different parts of Europe or in the US, So for me, it was the best time of my life, and as I said, yeah, the best place to be.
And why did you have similar? Because I know you guys were.
It's actually the same because we
Same.
all
You all
grew
together.
together. Yeah, we're always beside each other, so it's actually the same.
So you felt the same way about that, about exactly what he said, everything.
Yeah, we
cooking,
actually.
cleaning, you guys did all that together.
Yeah, because when we were much younger, like you could say, we didn't live at our parents' home. We actually live at Mr. Butler home. So so everything we had to do for ourselves, or we had to learn how to do everything.
Yeah.
So you might have to burn the food at first, but then you have to continuously trying. So it's actually the same thing for me.
So Chippy, you see that Mikel Antonio is in the squad, so I'm glad he got his passport and everything is okay. So you'll have a big strike up there. What do you thought of the game? Did you watch any of the Japanese game, or are you like me? I don't take home your work.
No, I was too busy doing a lot of bunch of other stuff. I did not watch the game.
What because obviously it was a big loss. What would you say to some of those players, to keep their heads up before after that match?
Yeah, I mean, they understand that they need to keep their heads up. It's just a couple of test games to prepare yourself for the Gold Cup. That's a real challenge. Well, not really. Yeah, it's a challenge, but they understand it's a test game, and we have to bounce back and learn from it. And I spoke to the players, and they understand, and they're looking forward to a strong team going into the Gold Cup and possibly win the Gold Cup. So that's the aim, and that's what I spoke to them about. That's the focus.
Is Coach Craig adding some pressure because he's always saying they're going to win? You're going to win the World Cup. Is that? Are you guys that confident? It's not even just thinking you win it, but you will win it type of thing, or are you guys just taking it?
We're just taking it step by step. That's how I operate actually. But I think for us, we need to just take it step by step, one game after other, and not think too much about what's in front of us. Take it one step at a time. Focus on one step at a time, and I think that's what we have to do.
Well, what's different about this team compared to the 2019 World Cup? Is there a different energy, or how do you feel?
Well, to be honest, I haven't been around the team in a little bit, but from what I can see, I think there's a lot more experienced player, and I think this should help the teams in so many different ways. I saw it a bit when we're in Saudi Arabia, and I think from there, I thought to myself that this team really looks good, especially because of the new players that's coming in. I think it really gives the team a proper look, a strong look, and it gives the team a look that looks like can compete for the Gold Cup and compete for the qualifiers and to make it to the World Cup.
Do you think that there's a system currently in place in the national team? And if not, what would if you were to suggest a system, what would that system be? What methodology?
I don't think there's a proper system, but I think they're just, I would say, playing what they know from seeing the English Premier Leagues. That's what I think in my head. But I think a real system should be in place so that everybody has an understanding of it from the very beginning. And I think we're locked that a little bit, but these are things that can be worked on. And if it was me to say put a system, I'd put something in place, not just for the national team, but also for the younger generation also, to to be able to understand. So whenever they get a call up, they understand the system because they've been playing it since we're playing, under 15, under 17, under 19. That's what I would do. But these are stuff that takes time. And I think gradually it will come. In the fact that we have a lot of experienced players in the team. So I think over time it should come.
Do you see this as a possible repeat of the 1998 World Cup campaign, where we got a lot of players from England and quality players that were playing professionally already, put them together, put some vibes behind it? Or do you see
I don't see a repeat of it. I see a team that can do much, much better than the 98.
Exactly. Exactly, because I believe that if this team wants to really work together and the coaches work together, it'll be great. It'll be great. I think that they can go all the way, even to the semifinals. There must be a commitment, though, Chippy, to the strengths of Jamaicans, and that is our speed, our intelligence, our quickness, even with the press. You've been in professional football for some time. Is there an actual press organized at any level within the training or the team now? Any direction?
No, not at this point. Not that I see, not that I know of.
Let me ask you your experience, right? When you were playing, right, in Europe, and you get called early, one-on-one with the defender. Out of 10 tries, how many you think you actually lose?
Probably 3.
So 7 out of 3, so you'd be winning. Yeah?
Definitely. That's why people know about Leon Bailey, because we do what a lot of other people aren't doing. If they get 10 out of if they need to take on a defender 10 times, they probably will lose 5 or more.
Yeah, so that is that not an indication then of the genetical factor of the speed, of the technique, of the skill, and the intelligence? Because you've been able, I've watched your games, and apart from just being fast, you're also able to outthink your opponent. Sometimes he thinks you're going down the wing and you cut inside. Sometimes you think you're going to curl it and you drive it, So even with this defensive methodology, if we were to press, for example, the ball, you don't think we'd have a better chance of winning it from our slower opponents?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
So who's there with you? I think I hear Travis, Big Trav.
Yeah, Mike is here with us, and I think I'm a little bit late, so I'm gonna have to leave you guys.
All right, okay. See you later. Mikey, let me see your face.
Mike here.
All right, big Mike.
Damn, man.
All right, anything you guys have to say to your fans in Jamaica and across the world before you go?
Love. Phoenix never die.
Phoenix can never die. Love and love alone. After love.
Love you guys. All right, see you.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna bring in Raylan Paisley to join us. Shusha and Comino.
Okay.
Comino, wait, no man, I will just slide over.
You sure?
Yeah. Comino, Shu. Or we can set the camera. Can we move this back a little bit?
It might be just okay. I think this actually. Let's go on a quick break for 2 minutes.
Okay.
While we set up, so we'll be right back, guys.
We'll be right back with Raylan.
So we'll be back for the rest of the show. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you have never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it. Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you have never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
Okay, welcome back. Areas grown, so you see Shoeshine has joined, Raymond Paisley, He's here a couple times. But real quick, there's a lot of people asked, and I know Craig, you said you may or may not be touching on it, but a lot of people are asking if Leon Bailey will be on the move this summer.
The chances are very high. It's going to be a slow transfer window, but we have been discussing options. And remember, at the same time, Leon is in a job right now. So it would not be ethical for us to discuss on the air what his movements would be. Leverkusen is a good club, good management, and they depend on him very much. And we don't want to be the type of people that are going to sell out the club. If the opportunity is good and there's a benefit for Leverkusen, for Leon, and for me, then we are more than happy to look at those options, but at this time he's committed to his club, and we will just have to see. I can't say that we have not been approached, and I can't say that there are not options. And it's good to feel that and hear the interest and the desire. And I know that, with Leon, my goal is for him to be the best player in the world and for him to take the necessary steps. And he listens very well, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so it's exciting. At least it's exciting to watch and follow along and see what's going to happen. So everybody will be on their toes, I'm sure. But so we're joined by everyone calls him Shoeshine, right? So thanks for joining. Raylan Paisley. So like we said, there's been a lot of new people who joined since last time you've been on. So you want to tell people, I guess, just your name, your past, what you've done so far, and just your general football history.
Well, my name is Raylan Paisley. I played in Europe before. I played in St. Andrews FC, Mostar FC, and also I've been to a couple clubs in Turkey. And trains in all those clubs. A lot of clubs. So, I have a couple of experience from those trials and those clubs that I've played before. I'm looking forward right now and going back to Europe and to make my mark because, some things happened in the past and, I have to just refocus and, make things happen.
So what, out of all those teams that you played, which is the one that you felt like you excelled at the most in your history?
Well, I would say St. Andrews FC.
And that's in Malta.
Yes, I would say that's in Malta. I played a couple of games there and did well for some as well.
Yeah, to win the summer tournament as
well. So I would say St. Andrews FC.
Okay, so what are you what you up to now? Are you training every day?
Yeah, I'm training twice a day, preparing myself for, the new challenge to come. So I'm preparing myself with my teammates, working out each and every day, waiting on the opportunity.
So Craig, what have you seen?
Well, Raylan is a phenomenal talent. Has always been, but he has been refined a lot. In terms of his technical capacity, his physical capacity was out of this world. I remember one time we were training and we just decided to run against some teams like UTEC and all of that. And with
like a
4x100 meter track meet was going on. We just came out to the train and decided to run.
Yeah.
And Raylan, Sharky, Leon, and Kemari ran. Kyle was the reserve. But they were able. But when we came off of the bet, when we were finishing the race, 4x1, the nearest team was just coming off the last bend. So it's something that I'm proud of. Raylan, like the rest of them, is very, very physically competent and a prime specimen of the Jamaican athletic type of person. His skill sets have improved dramatically. He's probably one of the most skilled players in the academy, having learned so much from the Belgians and the Dutch, incorporated it into his game. He used to be one-sided when we just got him when he was younger. Could only use his left, only play on the left. Now he can play a dribble with both feet.
and shoot with both feet, play both sides of the pitch. We're not explosive, very creative. A lot of the Premier League teams here wanted him to play. I don't see his future.
Wanted to play this
Yeah, they
season?
wanted him to play in this season. I don't see his future in Jamaica though. I see his future in the bright lights. I see his future playing, 1 year with a normal, average club, showing his quality, and then making a big jump, possibly to the Premier League because he's that good. The same with Kevon Atkins, as I say, Sharky has developed into a super talent. The sad thing about it is when you look at that 60-man list, there's no Kemar Reed in that 60-man list, even though he has dominated the Maltese Premier League.
Yeah.
There's no Martin Davis.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we should look at those players as well. I'm glad Kaheem Paris got called in the 60, but I think that we really need to have that 60 should be divided into three. Yeah, 3 teams,
3 different teams.
constantly training, call them back all the time.
Yeah.
Even if we have to get corporate sponsorship to do it, bring them back and have them training as a unit.
Yeah.
With real and what I want to do is ask these guys honestly. You guys have been here and in your preparation, you played 4 games against 4 Premier League teams, right?
Yeah.
There were Waterhouse, Moulins, Vere, and Cavaliers, right? Apart from you guys playing, the 12 of you, yeah? What was the average age of your team?
17.
Seven.
No, I said 13.
13, 14, yeah?
Jeez.
Yeah. And
Most of them just put it.
Buster would be 18, would take it to about, I'd say about 15. Yeah. So the average age is 15. And what were the results?
Well, when we lost, it was because of the thief in our camp. And yesterday, because me a man on the youth, the ref said, "Nah, I will make it." I fired him.
Because you're stronger than them?
Yeah,
The ref said that?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, well, refs will always say that. And that's a big problem with the football here now.
Yeah, ref shouldn't be saying
Yeah,
stuff like that.
but every team has their home ref. So if you're going to play a friendly game, it's the home ref. He's a fan of the team. He's doing it for free most of the time, or he's just he's gonna support. I remember playing one of the games we were playing the other day, and the game took about 15 minutes extra to finish so that they could get in a goal or a penalty or something. And I think the last 2 games they played, they scored penalties in the last few minutes.
Like
so
2 minutes.
2 minutes. So they but with that said, these are Premier League teams who are playing. And sometimes what they've done is like with Duki yesterday, they played one team in the first half and then played a second team in the second half. So
all of them did that.
Yeah, so all of them did that. So you're playing against a fresh team 45 minutes, then a fresh team the other 45 minutes. How do you think the boys perform?
Well, for me, they performed very well, and the best game that I thought I played and with the smaller guys was Waterhouse game with Dip and who was playing beside of me. It was 2.
Dante Peralta and Duvi?
No, I don't think it was Duvi. It's 2 small guys who was playing beside of me, and I really programmed them, and they did whatever I told them to do, and they actually won most of the balls from the big guys.
Yeah, likewise, I think they did exceptionally well. They followed instructions, they compose correctly, but they're not too mature, for youngsters, they did exceptionally well. Yeah, good football and kids. So, yeah, absolutely.
What would you say? We have a Nigerian player amongst us now that's been here. He's 21 now, 20, I think, maybe 21. Ayo, what do you think of him as a player?
Stop playing. For me, I think he should be in Europe right now.
Yeah.
He's very composed on the ball. You know what to do, when to pass, when to dribble. I think he's a good player. It's technically so.
Free kicks are.
Yeah.
Saw that free kick yesterday.
He's 2 foot as well. He's very good. I think he's very good.
When did he join the academy? It was recently.
Well, no, about a year, almost a year now. But within that time, he has become. I mean, we've given him the captain's armband sometimes, you know. And for us as Jamaicans to take that captain armband and put on a Nigerian, respect of the due. You understand? Really have to perform.
We should try and get him. Was he on once already? Maybe.
He wasn't on, but I'm gonna bring him on the next show probably because he really should be, you know, exposed and spoken about. Okay. Yeah. So even with, for example, the player Zander, how do you think his progression has been this weekend?
I think it's been good, to see where he's coming from. To see where he's at now. He's made a massive improvement in his ball control and his composure. I think he's growing as a player and he's improving rapidly.
And
1 minute.
okay.
You guys go.
Yeah. So, what other standouts do you think? It's some players who probably be maybe a youth Jamaican squad or something like that already.
I think Dante Duncan for sure. Dante Duncan is very technical.
Yeah.
I've never seen like any player in Jamaica at his age with those type of technical ability. He's exceptionally technical. He's very good player. Like Dante Duncan.
He was on the live I think 2 weeks ago. So if you guys want to see an interview with him, we're back. So Craig and Kavan stepped off for a second, so they'll be back in a second. But I want to ask, you most recently, was it in Malta?
Yes, I was in Malta, but I was supposed to sign with the club in Turkey and some stuff happening, that I can't, speak about in public. But, I'm back here and I'm refocusing on what I said before, I'm going back. So now I'm going with maybe a team in Malta, maybe Turkey, I'm not sure is it. So you're working out things.
So what's it like playing in Malta? What's the football like? I mean, playing professionally there?
I would say the football, they're technical. They're not so fast. They're more focused on technical and good passing and good control.
Are the other players mostly Maltese, or they have?
I think you have to use 5 Maltese, and the rest is foreigners. So you have to show your quality to be in the team, because the Maltese already guarantee a spot already. So you have to show what you can do as a foreigner, to be in the team. So it's a good experience for me as well.
Yeah. So what was it like just moving to Malta? Did you ever visit there before?
It's an island as well.
It's
a different culture. I've used the weather being in Jamaica and Malta. It's the same, So accustomed to that. And I've been traveling for a while now, so I'm used to adjusting to different cultures and different weather. So for me, it was easy. It was an easy transition.
Yeah. So we were talking about his playing experience in Malta, and how he had to fight for a spot because some of the Maltese players are guaranteed spots. So how did you see him progress from that year playing in Malta?
I think he has progressed because the exposure was very good for him. He was able to show his quality on the pitch. I think he had learned some lessons also off the pitch. One of the big problems that we have as Jamaicans is we take a lot for granted, and I think he's learned a big lesson with it, and he's always been a very humble person, and he's also been very confident. So there's a balance that has to be found, and I think he's done very well with it.
We're excited to see what happens next, because he's saying he can't really disclose right now, but hopefully, or we're most likely looking at Turkey or Malta again, or something like that. And then you mentioned something like that, and then hopefully a big jump up. So to make that big jump up, it's important to go into some of those other
and perform well.
And then also, of course, they have the footage and everything that they can provide.
And the good thing is he's been also picked up along with Kamari by my partners in England, USA, Phoenix Sports Management.
Yeah.
So they're partnered with Phoenix Sports Management. They've seen him play and also really believe he has the capacity to ball with.
That was
Mike.
Mike. Mike was he was in the who's also Mikel Antonio's agent. He was in the live a few weeks ago. So remember, all these past lives are still available on the channel. Just a couple questions, or not really a question, but actually, yeah, we should talk about it. But how about Khadija Shah being signed by Man City?
Excellent. I saw her the other day. It's a very big thing for Jamaica.
Yeah.
A very big first. I'm very proud of her. I'm very happy for her. And happy for Jamaican football.
Yeah.
Happy for Jamaican women's football.
Yeah.
It will be good, and it'll be great for to inspire younger girls to also follow in her footsteps.
There's still like that thing where there's not as much support in the JFF, obviously for the women's. So a lot of the support is coming from outside sources, right? Because it was well known that the Marley Foundation helped the 2019 World Cup that helped them get there. So hopefully moves like this will open the eyes of maybe some corporates, like you mentioned, more people can come and maybe see a women's Premier League come up. And I know they already have one, but maybe hopefully you can get more exposure, start it again, things like that. But no, that's really exciting to see. Raheem Sterling sent out a message. Did you see that? He sent out a message to Khadija saying, he's excited to see her. You'll be seeing them a lot. And spoke a little patois to her during the video, so it was interesting. But no, it's really exciting, and that's Jason Parkinson. Thanks for reminding us there. We have more. It seems like every single week people say this. Andrew Downey says the knowledge Craig has, he should be in top of position for the national team. Every week people say things like that.
Don't worry, guys. Not interested. I'm interested in the bigger picture.
Yeah.
The bigger picture is lifting our country in football.
Yeah.
And that has to be done through the development and through the management of the players.
Yeah.
Very limited
so important
time to actually be a national coach.
It's really important because, same thing where you can be the national coach and coaching who's in front of you, or you can coach the future of the Jamaican national team, right? Get those players prepared properly to be able to not just have them, be playing, in little leagues around the world, but be able to make an impact in the Jamaican team starting very young, So I think it's important that the youth is really looked at for things. And that's why I think, if you notice, a lot of that team was USL as well. A lot of that team was playing in the USL. And I think those players should also look at, possibly going to Europe or see what's available there because...
Well, you need to go to where the big market is.
Yeah. Any other questions at all? Or, anything else you'd like to share? Any stories or...
No, I'm good. Just wonderful day, wonderful show. Good to have Leon on the show.
Yeah.
Good to have Kevon and Raylan on the show. And we hope that the world will see the talents that are in Jamaica. Leon is not the only one. He was just raised right in a proper academy.
Yeah.
These other players here have also done that. And I hope that Jamaica, and it's true, Jamaica has actually started to spawn more academies, schools of football learning, and following in our footsteps. So we're happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy for the future of our country.
I would say this is, from an outside perspective, I know I've been here a bit, this is probably the most cooperative, I guess, state I've seen. There's obviously a lot of room for improvement, but in general, the sentiment around the JFF means that even though with the loss and everyone will always have things bad to say, I'm seeing more unified thoughts and things. So hopefully that continues.
Well, we also know that the full squad wasn't in Japan. So
exactly.
You have to understand.
Yeah. All right. So thanks, guys, for joining. Please like. I should have asked Leon to say this, but maybe he'll do that eventually. Please like, share, subscribe, put on the bell, all that stuff. Tell your friends. And we will be back next week. You said hopefully we'll see the Nigerian star next week.
You'll be here next week.
And then we'll feel free to to
I'll
tell
see
you.
if I can get Khadija to come on.
Oh, that'd be great.
Good
Yeah, that'd be great.
for the ladies and
Yeah.
for the girls.
All right, thank you guys. So we'll see you
Ciao.
guys next
Well
week.
done.
Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you have never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.